What's up, everybody? Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Space Engineers. When we left off in the last episode, we were trying to do... Oh, I don't have my HUD lamps on. Sweet. I actually have been doing pretty decent on the lighting, apparently. So we were trying to work on some lighting stuff in the last episode and get things a bit more brighter down here. We are having issues with the hallways here, but... As I mentioned towards the end of the last episode, we might end up leaving that as just kind of a nuanced thing. This seems new. there was not this much, rock here before. I'm not really sure where that came from. I was gonna say I even had a light in here somewhere. I'm not really sure what happened here, to be perfectly honest. It's not like I did anything with the world gen or anything like that. It's basically been the same as it's always been. So, not too clear on what that's about. But you know, whatever. Whatever works, I suppose. That's really weird, actually. Did that place? Oh, it did. That was weird. It was giving me a red square thing. I was just about to say, how come our nano thing isn't working? It's working. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what that's about at all. That was very strange. But, whatever. So I might actually test out a little thing right here. So, I got some comments to go over. One, the first one right off the bat was David Schaefer, who mentioned that I say I'll do a script for that almost every episode. And to that I say, that's probably true. I do say that a lot. And it's because I do have intent to do it. I just haven't found the time to do it. But this part down here actually is applicable to the next comment, which was from Etron3, I'm probably not saying that right, where I had mentioned doing, being able to place blocks in spectator mode in survival, and that frustrates me a little bit because you can't do it. It only can be done in creative. According to them, it's kind of a glitchy way of doing it, but it is doable, so we're going to try it out and see if it actually works. So the theory goes, if you have the block selected that you want to place, now it does say within range. I'm not sure if that means in the spectator, or if it means with the player type of thing, but we're going to try and get kind of close. Then you go into the F8 mode. Yeah, see, there's metal back here. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know why that terrain regenerated. That's really weird. Anyways, so we're gonna get like here, which is probably about within range, I would assume. Something like that. And then it says hit F9. Ah, it does work. Well, now that's cool. That is really cool. That could come in handy. Actually, we're gonna try this out a little bit as well. We're gonna test this, see how far we can push it. Let's see, what would be a good test? I could try and connect up the, we could try and connect up the, whatchamacallit? The med bay. Okay, so that doesn't seem like it works. I think you have to be within distance to the object. Now in this case we could probably get there ourselves, but we're just going to try this out instead. Okay, so it does have to be something where you're relatively close to it. It's apparently not something where you can just be like way away from everything type of thing. Now I don't know. We'll test this out a little bit. I'm thinking that's the case anyway, because it seems like... Oh, hold up. That kind of worked. That's weird. It's like it's working, but it's the grid's like misaligned. That's really odd. I wonder what that's from. Anyways, yeah, for now, I think we're just gonna do it this way. Okay, so maybe I was wrong. Maybe it is actually within range of the object, not the character. Maybe you just have to be closer. Or that right there is the limit of, of the thing. Because now it's not letting me do it. Okay, let's move a little bit over here. Yeah. Okay. So it actually is technically still... It technically still has to be within the range of the character, even though that's not really within range. But it's something in the game engine that says it is. That's really interesting. And very strange as far as how it's calculating distance and whatnot. I mean, it's cool, though. I mean, this right here just saved us, like, oodles of time. Yeah, and I lost it right there. It is very interesting, though, where you lose it. Like, you would expect it to be... I don't know, I would just expect it to be either further away or closer or something. Like, it just feels very... Maybe not further away, but, like, I would expect it to be a lot closer than that. Like, the fact that you can stand way down here and build over here doesn't seem like it's actual range. Now, I don't know if the... I don't think the control scroll works. Like, where you could extend your range or anything. But that right there is pretty freaking cool. Because we basically just connected it up without actually doing any digging. So, that's pretty darn neat. We might end up using the same trick for the tank systems and stuff. Because we could basically stand over here and have it run either under or... I haven't quite figured out how I want to do the tanks. We could put tanks like over in the walls or something here. I'd kind of like to do separate rooms though. Like, there is a lot of room here that we could put... Why am I flying around in spectator mode? There is a lot of area over here we could put tanks. Because this is a lot of open floor space kind of thing. But at the same time, we could actually reconsolidate this and make it more of a catwalk or, you know, we could do a couple different things with this. So, let's see. The current one is up there, which means we could run a line to it. Like, run it out and then down. And then when we run down, connect it into that, at least temporarily, until we build another... Let's do that. Until we build another tank area, we'll connect it up and we'll do either a temporary one or something where we can transfer the stuff and things. Oh, and since I'm up here, this brings me to another one. Zeal Warrior Gaming mentioned of using the empty platform up here as a quick landing pad type of thing for small ships and stuff like that, so you didn't have to mess with the hangar and stuff, I'm assuming. And then maybe adding some defenses and things like this. That sentiment was also mirrored by the Mega Phantom, who mentioned it as a platform for... like a connection platform for space-going ships, though that is kind of one of those, like, a little bit of an RP thing, because it is a single-player world, so there really shouldn't be any other space-faring ships, and if they are, they're probably pirates. But also mentioned defenses, considering that the base really has none. And that's, again, been one of those, I have the wolves turned off, I have the meteors turned off, and stuff like that. I don't think I have pirates and stuff turned off, but I'm not out in space to encounter them. So it's kind of a moot point. So defenses is something that I need to add at some point, because eventually I want to turn the wolves and stuff like that back on. just for the overall survival thing. It's kind of one of those. It's a little bit on the unfair side as far as if you're like, well, you know, I turned them off because they're hard or like they're difficult, and now that I have a way to defend myself, now I'll turn them back on. So it's kind of a moot point, really, of like why bother turning them on other than just the overall realism feel, I guess. But the biggest reason I turned them off is because it wasn't that they kept killing me and stuff. They just kept attacking my base, and I didn't have the drill platforms and stuff to like repair everything. And so it was like I kept having to find more stuff, so that was kind of annoying. And Darkfoot12 had mentioned creating a hangar control room, and I'm not really sure why, only because unless it just got lost in translation somewhere, that, or if I'm misunderstanding, but that's kind of what this room here serves as, is kind of the, it would be like your observation tower type thing, and it would be your hangar controls and stuff like that, so we kind of already have one of those. But yeah, so for now, I think we're going to bring this down, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but alright, so now from here we can use this little handy dandy workaround, which is seriously gonna save us like a crap ton of time if I can get it to work. Uh-oh, we're having issues. It's not detecting the grid. I wonder if it's because I was in the ground? No? There we go. That was interesting. Alright, we're starting to run out of something, it looks like. Because it's not completely finishing this. This is going to be another interesting test of this mechanic of how far can I make this go. Because I need... Oh, am I off one? Dagnabbit. Alright, whatever. I wonder if the... Oh, well, that's about as far as I can go from this angle. I wonder if the paint mechanic works that way too. Actually, I might want to try that out. How much of my... Alright, I still have plenty of plates and stuff. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. Nanobot. Construction components. Alright. Actually, since I'm right here, let's just tell it to do construction components. And oh, okay, there it goes. I was gonna say, I was like, I'm out of iron, really? Alright, so that should fix that part. I'm not really sure where I need to be for this. In that this may actually be further away. I'm still not really sure how this thing calculates the stuff. I guess that works. Alright. How far down am I going? Oh, I was actually oriented the wrong way. Okay, so from here, we need to do a curve. I mean, seriously saving us so much time on this, though. Alright, we're running out of something else again. Okay. And now I'm gonna have to move my guy, I think. Managed, okay. Put that there. Now, the one thing I wanted to try and do real quick, though, just to test the system, because, you know, experimentation, is we know we can get to this point. So from here, let's set it for this and paint. And wait. Okay, that does actually work. Sweet. So we can not only build, but we can actually dismantle stuff later, too. That's what I wasn't sure about, is if I build all this, can I get back to it and paint it and stuff to where I can get rid of it type of thing. So that's really, really useful. More construction components. Okay, fine. Alright, so that should connect up the... presuming that that's all it needed. It's not really updating, I won't really know. Looks like everything's going fine. The sound is weird. Doing something funky. Okay, it's working. Whatever. So now the big thing is getting another tank somewhere else, and that's kind of the big question on my mind today at this point. This is a fairly large tank. Like, it's got a pretty big footprint. I'm wondering if it would be better just to make a new tank storage area, and if so, kind of what would be the most convenient way to tie this into our existing system. Maybe something over here, actually, doing like a storage tank or something over here might not be a terrible idea, but it's a small area and this is a bigger one. I don't know why, but I keep kind of gravitating over to this area in here. Like, maybe even off of this. If I make a room off of this, I could put a couple of tanks together and then come off of this junction, maybe. That might work. Alright, let's try that. Okay, so currently I'm working on actually getting this tank actually welded up. And then we're going to probably connect it. So what I ended up doing is I kind of put it... Actually, I really didn't realize it was that close until it started welding it and stuff. You can only see this little part here, which we could always cover up with something, whether it be a wall or a little bit more terrain, or we could move it. I probably won't transfer the storage stuff until I actually decide whether or not we're going to leave it right there or not, and we could always put it on the other side as well, too. But what I was thinking was it would be kind of cool to have this accessible, but kind of inset into the wall. So I kind of set that up by using these unwelded. I painted them the green color, and that way they weren't actually welding anything. So the next step would basically be to probably run off of this and tie it in. But I'm going to wait on that, I think, until I kind of get some feedback and stuff from you guys. Because, like I said, this isn't really noticeable or anything, and we could always cover it back up, but it is still exposed a little bit. So we could move it over one, we could do, a couple of different things. But I don't personally mind it where it is. I do have to figure out possibly a better way to keep it where it is. So we're going to put that there. And then get rid of this one over here. Because this one's metal grate part is kind of exposed a bit. But it's this center block here that's currently holding it in. Now, once we have the connectors hooked up and stuff, it won't matter. Actually, I'm not really sure if it matters as it stands, but still. And I don't know if I would do too much on the sides. I kind of like that it's just stuck in the wall, but I do think I want to raise this part a bit. And we'll probably need to do this overall for the whole room here, just to make everything even. Okay. So I want to keep my bearings and stuff. Why is all my power fluctuating? What's going on here? Huh. Well, that's interesting. So it's getting the max output. put... I don't have anything rigged up to actually tell me what my... I'll make a script for that. To tell me what the thing... Let's turn off the drill for now. Okay. So something about that... Do the hydrogen tanks actually draw power? Wait, where is this coming from? I'm confused. Let's turn this on, see which one it is. Power station. Where is it? I turned it on. That's increasing from somewhere. Huh. That's gotta be the main one, but I'm wondering why, unless the oxygen farm is automatically running. Which maybe it was. I guess it was. It's probably the conveyor system threw the ice in there, and so it just started producing, which was going up into the tank. That's interesting. Curious. So apparently, but I still didn't really get an answer though on if these are... Oh, they do require 1 kilowatt. So I was honestly probably 1 kilowatt over on my power at the moment. Is probably what was going on there. That's really weird. Whatever. Alright, so let's go ahead and kind of open up this ceiling a bit. I think I'm going to leave it at that, because that's a nice little gradient kind of thing. That probably took a bigger chunk than I wanted to, whatever. But yeah, I kind of like that at least the indicators are exposed on the one side, and we can leave that more pressed in. We could actually do hollow out this stuff to keep it kind of like at least this high, maybe not down, but at least on floor height could be exposed or something like that. Let me know what you guys think about all that. I also need to apparently adjust that light because it's not really matching what the other ones are doing. Let's see here. What did I have it for? 7, 1, and 0.5. So what I think I'm going to do is just grab all of these. I mean, they should be set to that anyway. 7, 1, 0.5. There we go. Kind of one of those, since I want all of them set that way anyway, probably should just kind of go ahead and do that. Yeah. Overall, I think it's coming together pretty well. Let's go ahead and fill that in because that's bothering me. That we can leave. That's fine. So we have everything basically set up where we need... Like, everything is technically connected at this point. And we are getting hydrogen from the other tank, which is cool. Okay. So that works. And in theory, I should be able... Oh, no, this isn't hooked up to the conveyor system yet, so that won't work. But I should be able to do it from here. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Alrighty, so that's pretty cool. So we got that squared away. Like I said, I could finish this off, and in fact, I may. Because we're gonna probably do something similar to this anyway. The big thing is whether or not we move it over one or something, or down one, you know, something like that. But overall, we're probably gonna do what we're doing here. So we might as well. Let's see. Let's get the... I need a junction here now. So we're going to want to paint this and wait for that to get rid of it, which is going to shut everything down for a minute because that's the main connection point. Hello? Thank you. Okay. One thing I can't ever quite figure out with this is, do I need to be closer or further away? That's a little on the odd side to me. Because I actually had the... okay, this is kind of bothering me. I don't know why this isn't working now. It's like it is, but it's not. Maybe if I get a little closer. It can't seem to find the grid. Maybe it's another one of those where I'm in the... I guess it was one of those because it wasn't in the ground and I was in the ground, so it couldn't overlap. Kind of what it looks like. Alright, so for this... I'm trying to figure out what the best way to do this is. I think for now, because we may end up doing multiple tanks, which are connected here, I may run a line this way and then elbow it from there. And that would essentially... Yeah, see, like that, it still counts if you're in the block sometimes. So, that's a little weird. So, one more ought to do it. And, of course, I can't get there from here, so I gotta go over here now. I will say, this little trick thing has single-handedly become a lifesaver at this point. One area that I used it for in between, hello? There we go. One area that I used it for was actually this room. Like, I found you can build this way, and then you can just walk down the path and add to it rather than having to, basically rather than having to actually do the drilling and then build and do the drilling and then build kind of thing. You can actually stand here, go into Spectator, build, and then you can basically just drill as you're walking along the platform, and you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Now, the one thing I'm not sure about... Oh, stockpile. Okay, so I probably need to turn on... like stockpile and auto refill or something? No, that's for the bottles. If I turn that on... What I'm wondering about is if I can transfer one tank stuff to the other. And I'm going to rename that so that I don't get them confused. This is set to auto refill. This stockpile is off. So it should be drainable, but it isn't. So unless... you have to do it through like a script where you go in and tell it move inventory from one thing to the other. I don't know that you can actually transfer from one to the other. So we may just have to call that a loss and just let the oxygen generator make more. I'm not really sure how we want to do that. But I think that's going to probably wrap things up for this episode for today. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.